Hi guys. So I did it after my last little video about video where I was talking about the lack of structure or that I needed structure. My brain needed it. So I just went and thought, okay, let's do a quick structure for these just so we have a place to save files and there's some logic in my head so I can eventually work faster, I think. And that's what this is. Where this comes handy. So I went to a program, I don't know if you've heard of it, it's called Miro. It's just for brainstorming, processes, documentation, collaboration. It's a digital board. I find it really useful. You can do this on paper, you can do it anywhere really, you don't need to. I'm just using it for the purpose of these. Calling this Juan's journey to rebuilding from scratch. And so far I've got two videos. One was the intro, the other one was my little thing about the structure, and then this one, which is about file management and how I started to think about this as I document my journey. So the first thing is the way my head always goes, okay, how is this going to work? Where does the files are going to live? Just so when you start building, you have a bit of a structure in your head, or things become a bit easier to find. So the first thing is I'm going with Google Drive to be kind of the place where I'm going to put my files. And it's going to be a root folder, or the master folder is going to be called Building from Scratch Journey 2025. Now, I was also thinking that I can abbreviate that to Building from Building from Scratch, as a potential for naming convention in the future. I'm only going to need, this is not a huge initiative, so I'm going to start with some basic subfolders. Maybe eventually if they grow, maybe not, but maybe Building from Scratch admin. Maybe you need to have contracts, if you need to have little passwords of certain things that you need to save, if you need to, all that sort of admin stuff. The bulk of it, which will be the content and how this is going to be put, like, from ideation to production to final things to publish into, all that. And strategy, which is kind of what's the plan, what are the goals, what are we trying to achieve, all that. So by we I mean me. Only me. But it gives me a bit of a, if I create stuff, now I have little containers to put these on. What I'm going to try to do as well, I'm going to use AI, and I've created a bit of a prompt to see what subfolders would it create. The prompt that I've run is, it's I need file management for rebuilding from scratch initiative. There's a master folder called Building from Scratch Journey. There's this abbreviation, which I think could be useful. And this is my folder structure, or the subfolder structure: strategy, content, and admin. And what I want AI to do is, can it recommend additional folders, can suggest some file naming conventions, can maybe add some best practices if needed, and so on. I don't know what is going to come, and I think it's going to be interesting. So let's see what it spits out. Hi guys, and this is it. I'm using ChatGPT, the model 4.0, which is what I'm using at the time of recording this video, and it just goes and spits all these subfolders really quickly. I've added them here I just did a quick copy and paste and started to connect my little kind of file management. So in admin it goes project management and timelines, budget and financials, tools and resources, legal and permissions. That's kind of super useful if you start to get into having to buy certain licensing. Having a bit of a budget will be very useful. In content we have drafts and working files, published content, visual assets, scripts and notes, and collab I guess features. That sounds great. And the strategy has your vision, goals, content pillars, channel strategy, experiments, and measurement. So already has, basically I have almost containers for almost all the bits and bobs that I need. The one thing that it didn't give me, which I think would be very useful, and it's something that I've used personally, is one thing is for content ideation, a place where you can just do a lot of brainstorm and ideate and categorize the ideas and how you're going to go about it, or a place where you can do brain dumps as well. So that it's something that probably I would add to these. And also, even though you have published content, that those are just final files for, let's say, the channels that you may be wanting to work with. But more than the files, I would like to have like a master tracker that has all the content that has been published, but it also has the title, the description, the hashtags, with the channels that was published in, all sorts of things. And I know there are tools that you can do that, but I would like to have maybe like a master tracker on that. So I'm just going to update it quickly and see what that looks like. And here it is, my final version updated. I added the content ideation brainstorms. I went and did a bit more prompting in AI, which I don't think you guys need to see. I went back and forth a little bit, but basically this is just for raw ideas, brainstorms and mapping out. And then the content, in the content execution, I got my master content tracker, which is just to tracking all the content details. And that's it, that's simple. Next step probably it's fill in the content tracker and start to put some sort of video pipeline in the right folders. Hopefully that was helpful. Bye.